Welcome back, guys. In this video we're going to be going through the architecture tab and specifically the walls and partitions and how to input these. We're greeted with 5 different options when inputting walls or partitions. The first option is the external wall. An external wall is on one side exposed to the outside of the building and on the other the inside of the building. Partitions are exposed to the inside of the building on both sides of the wall. So these are walls that separate bedrooms and so on, and rooms within the design. Basement walls on one side are exposed to the ground, and on the other side are exposed to the inside of the basement. Defences are things such as banisters, parapets, and outdoor areas that don't actually reach the top of the floor. They have a specific height. And virtual partitions are fictitious walls which we can add. Now I'm going to go through initially to first start off with a external wall. Now once we select external wall, we have the option to select a already inputted or designed wall, customized. Because we don't actually have one, we're going to add one using this new button. We're able to input a reference. Specify the thickness and also specify whether the wall is a party wall. Now a party wall is a wall that separates 2 adjoining buildings, such as in the case of a townhouse, a split duplex townhouses, which would need a party wall to separate them. We're also able to import a specific external wall from our library or export. Now exporting would export this exact wall, external wall 01 with a thickness of 0.3 meters, and we're able to, once we've exported this, we can import it. So it saves time when designing. Okay, I'm going to accept these changes. Now I've chosen the external wall 1, in which I've just created. I'm going to accept. And now we have the, and now we can now start inputting our wall. Now, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to leave the grid on. And I'm going to just for now snap to grid. Now snap to grid basically means that the cursor is going to snap to each corner of the grid. And as you can see now, as I'm panning around, I can snap, and I've got my grid at 1 meter by 1 meter, and the scale. Now to input a wall, initially we specify the starting point. Let's say the starting point here is 5010. If we have specific coordinates, we can just start typing them. So just say I want 5110. I'd start typing 51, and now the calculator will come up and enter, and the right coordinate will be 10. And as you can see, the cursor has just moved to the left, to the right, and actually it's clicked the left mouse button for me. Now, as you can see, I'm able to start drawing the wall. Let's go up to here. Click to add a corner. As you can see now, I'm on this. I'm able to fix that location as a corner of my wall, and I can keep on going around and clicking the left button. Now, once I've finished inputting my wall, I can left click again at the end and right click to submit. And now that's my wall, and my wall has been inputted here. These options are great here as well because we can specify where we want the wall to be situated. Now, as you can see, if I zoom in here, the green line is the center of the wall. Now, this here says that the wall is centered on the introduced line. If I choose to select the wall is situated to the right, we can do a straight comparison here. As you can see, the wall is actually to the right of the line. So the green line is there, and the wall is always to the right. Now this comes in handy when we have templates that we want to adjust and things of that nature. Now, okay, over to the editing buttons. Sorry, let's go through the partitions. Now the partition I can also add. the same. I have the same customization. I can amend the thickness. Let's do 0.15. Oh, sorry. And I'm also able to export and import this wall as well. So same sort of deal, except this one will be quite thinner in depth. Basement walls, we have the option to select the part that is in contact with the soil. So the soil outside, I can change that. So let's make this basement wall 01. And also I can choose to expose some part of the wall to the outside. And now that can just be the external wall that I wanted. And great, so now as I create it, you can see that the color coding is different because it's the basement wall. So we can differentiate between the two. Defenses as well. Let's create a defense. Defense external. The thickness, we can leave it as 0.3 meters, and the height, let's change that to 1.5 meters. So we can have a look at it through the 3D viewer later. And now let's create a little barricade. And that's that. Virtual partitions as well. I can't actually demonstrate a virtual partition, but we will later in the video. What it fundamentally does is it creates a fictitious wall. What that means is for the program to recognize that there is an ending there, that there is a virtual change in design, basically. Let's have a read of it. That creates a partition even though there is no real separation. So basically, if we have, let's say for instance, two slabs that exist on the same y dimension, but at the same time they need to be separated, we can create a virtual partition in order to demonstrate that. Now let's quickly have a look at the 3D viewer. And as you can see, we have our we have our defenses, which basically is like a balcony that doesn't actually reach the top. We've specified a height of 1.5 meters. Our basement wall, which is exposed to the ground on one side and the outside on the one side, and you can see we've color coded that, and the partitions and certain aspects like that. I can also here choose to just see a wireframe of the images to get a better understanding, or if I wanted to print something. Now let's exit that. What I wanted to do now was demonstrate the edit function. Now to edit, we simply click the edit button here, and we're able to left click on a certain aspect of our design, and from there change aspects. On any one, I can change the category, and I can also change the settings as well. To move this, the move button basically means I can click a certain vertex of the wall and change it as such. Using the left click and left click again to input. The adjust button basically gives us an option to manipulate the center of the wall. Now let's have a look here. Let's zoom in here. Pay attention to the green line. As I'm clicking below the green line while the wall is selected, the wall is actually changing. Now here, the wall is to the center of the green line. If I click below again, the wall will be to the left. And as you can see there, to the, well, it depends which way you're looking at it, but it'll be always, to the left of the wall. Inverting gives us an option to invert when we have two adjoining walls. I can't do it at the moment because I don't have two adjoining walls. To join, I can simply select two walls, and the program will join it in a sense. Control Z to undo. Dividing is a great tool because if we wanted to just specifically edit one part of the wall, I'm unable to do that right now because it's the whole thing selected. So if I keep on clicking the vertices, as you can see now, each wall is, each side of the wall is separated. If I do this, as you can see, now I've just separated this wall. Copying is simple, just left click and then right click to paste and delete. I'm also able to select a multiple array of elements to delete by simply holding the left click, and also once they're all selected, right click to delete. Cool. So that was a brief introduction on walls, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we go through the slabs. See you guys. Bye.